Welcome to our Project Pack series. This is Project Pack Series 1, and we're going to do Crescent Moon on a 3.5-inch black tile. We're going to use a Jelly Roll 10 and a white charcoal pencil. I'm your host, Rick Roberts, and thank you for playing along. First, we will put our dots in a dot in each corner fairly lightly, and once those are there, we'll connect those dots with a line, turning the tile, and again, fairly lightly here. It doesn't need a lot of pressure. We just need this line as a reference point, or a reference line. And once those lines are down, I'll put my pencil away, and we will use the Jelly Roll 10. The tangle we're doing is Crescent Moon, and it begins by putting these ladybug shape elements along, in this case, the border. And just deliberately put that line down, create that space, fill it in, and these pens, just hold them very, very lightly, and the ink will just flow out of them right onto the paper. So let's arrange these all around the border. And once we have those arranged, we're going to do the next step, which is to what we call put an aura around that original shape. And this is a pretty fundamental Zentangle technique that is used often in many tangles that we work with. And it's a really cool thing because you just look at the previous shape and you just draw that line around it, and it really helps to turn the tile as you're doing it. And for the most part, I don't move my right hand as I'm tangling. I tend to move the tile under my hand and keep it really relaxed. Now watch what happens here. You see I'm going down and now I'm pushing the pen, and that line got a little bit lighter. So I'm going to hold my tile in such a way that I'm not pushing the ink so much, and it seems to put down a really nice white line there. Let's that ink really flow. Just the paper pulls it right out of the pen. And once we got one more here, let's get that aura on that last one. And you can probably guess what we're going to do next. And yep, that is that we're going to put another aura right after that first aura. So this time we're going to, okay, I know what happened here. I forgot when I began to do my little, be grateful for the moment, be grateful for the tile, really appreciate the paper and the materials that I'm working with, the place that I'm working. And that's a really important part of the Zentangle method. It's our first step and our last step. So that little break there, I decided to leave it in the video just because it is so important. So here we go. Back again, we're putting down another aura on the previous aura. And we're just going to keep going around, adding an aura one after another. And remember to keep your hand relaxed. Rotate your tile as it makes it comfortable for your hand. So at that point, I had just received a phone call and I did not cap my pen, so it wasn't coming out really easily. So I just flipped it over, and you saw what I did, and that wiped some of the dried ink off and got it flowing again. And we come back, and there it is. So that's a little technique that you can use if you forget to cap your pen and it dries out, or the ink dries out on the end. So here, yep, we're going to do a third. We're just going to keep adding auras, so we add this third set of auras around. And now I'm turning the tile partway through as I'm doing one aura, because it's to do this large aura in one shot, I want to turn that around. And I just sort of connect those by slightly retracing the line. And we finished that series. I'm on to the fourth aura, and we're just going to keep doing this until we run out of room. And you may have run out of room already, but you'll see in a moment what we do when we complete this first set. Okay, so here we go with this last aura that's going to finish up this first outer series of crescent moon. And I'm just going to take this line and bring it all the way down, and you'll see how I stop this right there. Okay, so here is our first outer frame of crescent moon, and I had intended to do another frame within it with the Jelly Roll 10, but as I was tangling, I got this idea that why don't we use the other two pens, the 08 and the 05, that came in the project pack. So I'm going to take the 08 pen and begin the second layers of crescent moon. But actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to use the 10 to put down the ladybug shape. So sorry about that. Just get your 10, and let's put down the ladybug shapes around that, and you'll see how we do that. We'll just start them here, same way, fill them in ever so, and then go a little ways over, put another one in, fill that in, and just as before, we're going to do that all the way around those little marching ladybugs. Okay, so now we'll put the 10 away, always cap those, and get the 8. And now with the 8, we will go and do the aura-ing. So same drill, rotate your tile, hold your pen lightly, let the ink flow out onto the paper. Just let the paper pull the ink out. Good way of thinking of that, I think. There we go. So once that whole series is done, let's finish that over here. Okay, so now I want to, I got one more here. Okay, I think that does it. All right, so I'm going to put the 8 away, and we've got room for one more series, so I'll get my 10 back out and put a few more ladybug shapes in there. Not as many this time because we don't have that much room. But here we go, same way, just define that shape, fill it in. I think this is the last one. We did 4 on this time. Again, rotating the tile whichever way is comfortable. Okay, so now we'll put that away, the 10 away, and let me get that corner. I think we're all set there. Put that away, and now I'm going to bring out the 5, and as you can imagine, we're going to use the 5 on this next one to aura that final series of crescent moon shapes. So just take your time, let the ink come out on the paper, rotating your tile, and I'm going to leave a little space in the middle. I like that. It sort of looks like curtains pulling apart or something opening or layers upon layers. And now we get out the graphic, the charcoal, white charcoal pencil. And I'm just going to put a little highlight at, like between 12 and 1 o'clock on each one. I'm not really paying attention to, light source. I'm just doing this as a pattern. And once I have a little bit of graphite on each one of those crescent moon shapes, I'll take my tortillon, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. So I got a tortillon that I've dedicated to white, and I'm just going to go over that in light circular motions so that it sort of has a polished, burnished look, and the individual pencil strokes disappear, and that's pretty cool. So I'm really happy with that, except now I can do one more little thing. So again, the more I do this, the more I think, oh, one more thing, and how about I do this? So if you have a black Micron, I'm using a Micron 01, you can go back and we're going to do some playing around. And I want to separate the layers of Crescent Moon. And one way that we can play with black tiles that is really special is you just can go over the white with a black pen. And look at that. You can create these really cool separations. And I'm doing it on all of the layers. Here I'm going to do it on this. Okay. So here's a great technique. By going over the white, my pen got clogged with the white or the charcoal, but just by doing some lines on some paper, the ink starts to flow again. So here we go. Pen revived, and we can go back and finish that. So just that little, almost unnoticed little bit of separation there makes it even more layered looking. But wait, there's more. So I'm thinking, okay, now what can I do next? So I'm really going off the rails here with stuff that isn't in the project pack. But you might have this, or you might consider doing this later. I'm going to grab a koi brush. It's one of the light gray brushes. And I'm just going to go around, and you can see what I'm doing. It's adding to that layering. So I just, this is too cool to not share. So thank you for indulging me here. So I'm just going to go around there and builds a little separation. And now I've got a Fabrico gray, which is just a little bit darker. And I want to go around the edges to sort of make another layer of separation. So we have the framing, and then I used the koi to sort of feather that out. So that's pretty cool. So it's time for the chop. So I'm going to get the 08, and I'm going to put the chop right in the middle. So I'll do this in an arc in one direction and an arc in the other direction, so the ink flows out nice. And I'm sort of hiding what I'm doing here. Sorry about that, but put my initials in there. There's basically two R's going in opposite directions. And I think that's pretty good. I think I'm going to be happy with that. And you'll see I left the, oh no, one more thing. I got the Micron 01, and I'm just going to take that same little bit of separation there. Now I think we got it. Very good. Even left those little blotches on the upper left there. That's just part of the process and what happens when you put your finger in the ink. But thanks very much for playing with us. This was so much fun, and we look forward to seeing what you do, perhaps, if you will be able to post it on Zentangle Mosaic. And even if you don't post it, you can go there with this hashtag and see what everybody else has done. So see you next time. Thanks so much.